This is Liam from Head Clash MMA here with former UFC fighter Damon Jackson. First of all, Damon, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Yeah, just leaving my gym right now. I'm about to go eat some food, and then I got a dinner tonight. So yeah, busy day.
Yeah, I thought now would be the perfect time to get you on, seeing as that you retired after 309. So, when did you decide it was time to retire from the sport?
It's not so. That's the thing is that I'm not gonna retire officially because I want to at least have one more fight. But so the reason why I basically I had been planning on I have 3 fights on my contract, and that was like so I have two left. But I just have so much going on, and I miss out on so many different business opportunities when I'm training and when I'm like always in the gym and always like focus on fighting. It makes me lose focus on other things. And I just have some goals that I want to hit this year. And I really wasn't trying to retire after that fight, really. I wanted to obviously win the fight. But I need to have the focus. And so I'm setting a goal, and I want to get that financial goal, and I'm making that money before I get back into my fight. And I'm about to release a workout journal, and so that's been my focus for the last few months. And I just think that now is the time for me to hit that hard. And I have the mental capacity, I have the physical, my body feels great. I could fight for 4 or 5 more years for sure. And I could do it for sure, but it's just taking away so much focus from money. And I want money.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like I'm just tired. I'm tired of it's always like my next fight, and it's always a chase. Like you're always chasing it. And I'm getting to be where I'm at that age where I want to hit it hard financially, and that way I'm good to go and I can be
yeah,
relaxed here in about 4 or 5 years. So right now I'm hitting it hard, and I'm focused on my some financial goals that I'm setting, and then from there I'll kind of I'll book a fight when I'm ready. But I have two more fights on my contract. I didn't want to go out like that. I was just kind of like, it was really frustrating, honestly, because it's like Madison Square Garden, Jim Miller, new weight class, felt great. The whole
yeah,
camp had a great weight cut. And then to get caught in a fucking choke that, I teach my fucking 4 to 5 year old kids that at my gym, a guillotine defense. But man, my neck is still jacked. I don't know what happened, but I got caught, and it was tight as hell. His choke was insane. Like that was tight. I mean,
yeah,
it was tight. We were dry. It just happened right off the bat, and I
yeah.
was dry. He was dry, and yeah, fucking sucks, man. It's frustrating.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that you've had quite a rough run in your past few fights, with two opponents missing weight, and then
Yeah,
I had you winning that fight so far until you got guillotined as well. Like I thought you were doing really
yeah,
well on the feet, and then it just happened. It was
yeah.
unfortunate.
It's a fucking crazy ass sport. You got to be on point for 15 minutes, and you slip up on a guy like Jim, you're gonna pay for it for sure. And it's frustrating, but it is what it is, man. Like I love it so much. I got this next generation of kids coming in, and like to see the progression the sport has made. Some of these guys walked in my gym 3 or 4 months ago, and they're already getting ready for an amateur fight, and they're good. Like they're good, like blue belt level
Yeah,
jits. Their striking's great. They're putting stuff together, and it's cool to see the sport evolve. And I'm just financially, I want to be in a different place, and MMA
yeah.
is not it doesn't do it for you. So
So, is there any names you could give us from your gym that we should look out for?
well, I mean, these guys are all amateur. Like I opened my gym a year and a half ago, and they all started with me then, and a few of them have had some fights. But I got this guy. He's Ricky Romo. He's been one of my training partners for a while now, and he's gonna he'll have a big year this year. I'm gonna have him busy with Fury, and which everybody knows Fury. It's a kind of up and comer league where people are getting on there, and then they're going to the contender, or they're going. Some people. There's been a few people that make it to UFC. So like he'll be someone. I got one of my coaches, Terrell. He'll be in the mix this year, and we'll have a good year for sure.
Yeah, nice. So, how did you get into the UFC? I don't think you ever told anyone, did you?
Though, how did I get in the
Into the
UFC?
UFC because you got in twice, didn't you? You were in
Yeah,
for
I
three
mean, I was
fights
in.
and then out and
I
then back
got
in.
in. Yeah, I made it to the UFC a year and a half into my pro career, so it was kind of,
Jesus.
you know, I had 9 fights in a year and a half, and which is crazy. But I made it to the UFC, got in, I beat Leonard Garcia for the LFA title, and then I went to the UFC, and I just wasn't ready. And like I had the 3 fights, and then I left, and then I had a crazy busy schedule in LFA. I fought like 10 or 12 times. And then I went to PFL, and then I went back to UFC. So it's been just crazy, crazy career for sure.
Yeah, we've seen the career of Ilya Tapuria take off quite massively as well. Can you tell us what it's like being in the octagon with him?
I mean, when I fought him, he was just a grappler, so it was kind of crazy to see him come out there with his boxing as good as it was. So, whenever I game plan for him, I literally wrestled my ass off, and I was doing jiu-jitsu every day, and I thought that that's what it was going to be because I saw some clips of him when he first started, and I was his debut fight for UFC, so there was no footage of him fighting anytime recently, so. I thought it was gonna be more grappling fight, but the kid's he's you see what he's done with. I really thought he was gonna lose against Max. I thought Max was gonna have him in some ways, and I knew he was gonna be a close fight, but I thought Max was gonna be able to decision it out. So,
Yeah, I had Holloway as well. So, how often are you training in the gym now? Because I know that you're coaching, but
I'm in every day. My schedule's not gonna change because I have a lot of teammates that need me, for rounds and stuff like that. So, and like I said, like I'm not trying to be done. Like it's just like
yeah,
it's just frustrating. But no matter what, if I fight again, it'll be one time and I'll be done no matter what. Because um, just financially, like the sport, honestly, you get paid really good for one night, but the time you spend training and the time you spend, um, you know, constantly doing recovery and training and supplements and food and everything, it's just the ROI on MMA is kind of a joke. So it's kind of like for me, I think I'm a little too mature to sit back and just be poor the rest of my life. So got to bust my ass this year. So
yeah, I get you. So you said you want to do one more fight, and I think this is the first time you're telling anyone that you don't want to retire
yeah,
yet as well.
yeah,
So we got the exclusive. Yeah. So
yeah.
who would you want that to be ideally if you could pick anyone?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I really need to look at it because I can't be an asshole and call someone out. That's like
Just a
Justin
friendly
Gaethje or
call
something.
out. Oh,
You know, honestly,
yeah.
what I was gonna do, what my plan was gonna do was I was gonna beat Jim Miller, and then I was gonna call out Bobby Green or
Oh,
King Green,
King
whatever.
Green now. Yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
great fight. I went to
See,
a
that's
three or
what
four.
that, and I'm just so fucking tired of like just grappling every fight. I wanted to kind of let loose that fight with Jim, and I couldn't imagine getting caught in a guillotine.
Yeah.
So frustrating. But it is what it is, man. I'm not in a position right now to call anyone out, and I don't want to be an asshole. So
Yeah.
I gotta focus on myself this next few months and focus on my new business adventure, and then from there I'll kind of see what happens, and I'll kind of go with it. But right now I'm just it's all about money for me right now. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. How far do you reckon Jim Miller can go then? Because he's 41 now, isn't he? Do you think he'd get ranked?
Shit, man. I mean, he could fucking like my jiu is better than Bobby Green's, and Bobby Green's ranked, I think. So it's just matchups. Styles make matchups. So it's like, he got shut down with Bobby. Bobby pieced him up the whole time. But if any point in time, if Bobby would have gave him his neck, he would have been done. I beat
Yeah.
Alex Hernandez, and then he went out there and had a decision win against Jim. So, just styles and how you feel that night, what happens that night, and it is what it is. It's hard. It's hard to eat a loss, but at the same time, I have so much going on. It's kind of like it's on the back of my mind for sure, but
Yeah.
like I don't think about it a lot because I have a lot going on. So.
Yeah. So what about jiu-jitsu? I know you're quite a big jiu-jitsu guy. Do you think you'd be doing any jiu-jitsu tournaments anytime soon?
If I could do that if I was making some money with it, but it's kind of like those guys they're making like $500 for a show or something. So
Mm,
it's kind of petty. Some of those guys make decent money off sponsorships and whatever, but they're also competing all the time. And I really want to like I'm focused on my normal training. Like I'm not gonna back off my training at all. Like I'm gonna train the same way. And really just focus on financial goals.
Yeah. So as well, what are your thoughts on Tom Aspinall versus John Jones? I think that's a hot topic at the moment.
Yeah, I mean everybody it is, and it's like no matter what, if they book the fight, it's gonna like get headlines like crazy, and if they don't book the fight, it's gonna get headlines like crazy because everybody's like, oh, John's ducking him, and everybody's talking shit about John. And I'm like, John and Stipe were booked before Tom was the champion, so
Yeah.
that get that like say that first. John Jones has fought some of the toughest guys in their prime, and he beat them. And he went up into a new weight class, and then had one fight against the champ, one like made it look like a joke, and then gets hurt. Like people get hurt all the fucking time. Like people get hurt in practice all the time, and so the fact that everybody like forgets all the things that he's done, and just says that he's ducking Tom. He was booked to fight Stipe for like 4 years or 3 years, whatever it was. And that fight just happened. So now they can talk shit if he doesn't want to take the fight. But at the end of the day, the UFC is going to have to pay him crazy money because he doesn't have to take it. And that's the thing. If he doesn't take it, now Tom's a champ, and then everybody can shut up. And then if he does take it, then he's going to make money, and the UFC like it's going to do well. So no matter what, you can't really even talk about it until the UFC makes their decision and John Jones makes their decision. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a pointless topic, but everybody talks about it like as if John's scared, and John ain't scared.
I think
And
he
I
just wants
saw
more
him. It
money.
was kind of weird. I always thought that Stipe, or I always thought that what's his name? The just oh my god,
Tom.
what the hell's it? Tom? I always thought Tom was way bigger than John. But I saw like he was there. He was there while we were like in the back at 309, like doing all of our medicals and stuff like that. He was there, and he's not that much bigger. Like he might be a little thicker, like in his chest and stuff, but like he's not that much bigger. But I think that that's a good fight for sure. If that
Yeah.
fight ever happens, it's gonna be a tough fight for both of them for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the one I
Tom's
want to
out.
see the most. Like we just lost our
I
English
know.
champion. So we need another one now.
Yeah.
What's that
I,
live?
I like Tom, his style, but I hate hearing how whiny he is, man. He's
Ah,
he's so whiny. But I'm
that's
like, you
fair.
get there's nothing you can just talk. You can only talk about it so much. So when you talk about it all the time and you get obsessed with it like that, I feel like it just makes you look like petty. But Tom is a fucking athlete, and there's very few athlete heavyweight champions or athlete heavyweights like that. So he's gonna be a champion for a while, no matter what. If he fights John and loses, he'll be the next guy in line again because there's no one that can hang with him. Like he is tough as hell, and he's so athletic for how big he is. I don't know who wins that fight, him or John, but I would like to say John, but he's freaking tough, man. Like
I'm a
he's
Tom
tough.
guy. Got to back the Brit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for
So
sure. I mean, he's great, dude, for sure. But
yeah,
I'm just saying, he just talks so much. I'm like, shut up.
yeah. I get it. Over here, the general consensus over here is that he's just trying to get the fight. Because obviously, like being
For
the
sure.
interim champion,
Yeah,
do
I
what you
know,
gotta do.
but it's like it's so repetitive every time. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's ducking you, scared," and like blah blah blah. I'm like, he just had a fight, man. Calm down. Like that's
Yeah, he
it.
went
Like
he
let him
went
let
from
him
being
let him
quiet about
recover.
it to like now it's all over. Like I see him all the time on like Instagram and stuff now, but I think he's just promoting it because he wasn't that big of a star, really. Surprisingly for a heavyweight champion as well. Like you'd think
Yeah.
being a
I
heavyweight, you would
mean,
be a star.
yeah. I mean, I think it's time, man. Like the sport's growing like crazy, and there's so many guys coming through. So for someone like John, he was there when the rules were different. He was there when there was no like Reebok, or there was no Venom gear. He was there like with Nike shorts on. He's been around the game since the UFC was like not that big. So to see him consistently be the champion over and over and over, and to do it through all these years, through all these different weight classes, through all the different champions, it's just something he's built up. And Tom hasn't done that yet, but he will for sure. Like he will. He's good, but it's just gonna take time.
Yeah, I get you. So just got a few more left. How did you get the name the Leech?
Just from wrestling. I always had really good top control. And one time we did a drill in practice, and I just started fighting, and I had like 3 amateur fights, and my nickname was Cadillac. That was my old nickname, and I was wrestling with everybody, and I was holding everybody down, and I got to where I was the last one against this heavyweight kid, and I was on his back for like 10 minutes straight, and my coach was like, or one of my friends was like, "You're like a leech," and then my coach said, "Damon the leech," and I was like, "Oh, done,"
Yeah, that's
so I changed
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said my friends could ask one question. The one they chose was any thoughts on Shamil Gaziv?
Who?
Shamil, any thoughts on Shamil Gaziv, the Dagestani heavyweight?
Fucking who the fuck
You
knows?
don't even
I'm so
know.
tired. I don't even fucking know. And I watch MMA like every weekend. Like, I watch everything. And I mean, I'll probably know his face,
Yeah,
but
he fought
fucking, I don't know.
Jairzinho Rosenstreich, and I think he
I know.
gassed, and I think it was a corner
Yeah.
stoppage, and then he had a good comeback. And another one of the best comebacks in
Yeah. So,
MMA. One of the best comebacks in MMA happened outside the octagon. You got your hair back. How that come about?
oh, fuck. Oh, man, the guys at Hair Time Now, man, like it's crazy because like, I'm a busy dude. I got 4 kids. Like I don't think about myself like that. I would never spend money or time to like pamper myself.
Yeah,
The most I do is I put some lotion on my face now. That's about it. But they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna hook a few fighters up with transplants." I'm like, "Yeah, let's fucking
mad.
go." I got to go over and visit Turkey. It's freaking beautiful. And then went from there to Rome and went had a wedding to go to over there in Italy and stuff. And it was just a cool trip. But yeah, they hit me up and very thankful for them. And yeah, hair time now for sure. They're, like
Looks really
if
good.
you have a couple grand to spend, like go there, man. Like because I would have did this 10 years ago when I noticed it, but I never I just never wanted to spend the money. I have four
Yeah,
kids, so I'm always hustling, making money for them, and I would have never spent, and here in the States it's like 20 grand. So it's a big difference.
yeah. I might be over there eventually. I've got a fringe for a reason.
Yeah, it's cool,
uh,
man. I like it.
did you get like the massive face swelling where your face goes like that?
Huh?
You get the massive face
Say
swelling
what?
from it. Like after they put all the grafts into your hair, your face like goes
Oh
like that.
no, no, I
No.
recovered. I recovered really well. I think that if you wait till you're older, that you get that face swelling, or if you don't like I get hit in the face a lot. So I have a lot of build up here where it like I don't keep swelling my face. So I think that if you're, sensitive to that kind of stuff, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the science on that. But yeah, no, it was good. Easy recovery.
All right, good stuff. All right, well, thank you anyways. This has been Head Clash MMA with Damon Jackson. If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share with your mates, it's much appreciated. I won't keep you any longer. I'll see you later, mate. Bye.
For sure. Thank you. Bye.
Take care, mate.
Bye, man. Later.